Hey, this is, I believe, the first video on MW2. It's just tips and suggestions for when you set up classes. Sorry for some of the background noise, just one of the mics. It's just a little weird. But let's get started. The first one is replacement class for an ump, because the ump's pretty boring to use. It's good, but it gets kind of boring after watching clip after clip with it. I personally use this class because I just like the vector, but the reason why I first thought of this is like the reason why the ump's used so much is because it's good for an SMG. It's really good, and it also can reach the distance. Like, say if you see someone pretty far away, like in quarry or wherever, the ump can actually reach out and get them, which the MP5 really can't, and the P90 really can't. But if you look at the vector stats, which I actually have right here, they're very similar, and the accuracy is the same. The only difference is that vector has a faster fire rate and slightly higher damage, slightly lower damage too. And on this class, you can really have any secondary. I just put the spasm there for now, but you can really do whatever. Same with equipment and stuns, flashes. I personally like flashes better, but I know some people like stuns because you throw them a little quicker and stuff. And for perks, Marathon Pro, because if you look, most classes have Marathon on them to rush. Some have Stopping Power too. That's just preference. You can put on Lightweight if you want. And Ninja's pretty helpful too, just so your footsteps are silent. And it's pretty easy to get Pro for. So, before I go on to my next class, I just want to give you a little tip for when you put your classes together. I got a new mic, so hopefully it's a little better in quality. But my tip is for the third perk. Everyone knows that third perk it doesn't give you as much support as the others. Like your first perk gives you boost and either marathon, which helps you run, reloading, stuff that actually helps you. Second perk usually has to do with your gun, like stopping power. And danger close helps, your equipment. So, for a third perk, it doesn't help too much compared to your blue and red perks or first and second perks. But say if there's a class where I don't really need steady aim on, well, I never use commando, but I'll usually put on sit rep, which sit rep's not really a commonly used perk, but it helps a lot. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I'm about to run through a doorway, and all of a sudden I just see the red equipment glowing, because it doesn't really help you that much, but it just prevents you from dying, which I find it helps a lot. Or if you can help your team by doing that too. See a claymore at the top of the stairs, you can just take it out real quick. So just try it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it, but I find that it helps a lot. And for my second class, it's a all-purpose class. Kind of, like I said earlier, can go long range, good mid-range, good close range. Just something that, say there's a map that the ranges kind of vary, like high rise. If you're inside the buildings, it's very close quarters. Well, if you're outside, it can be up to sniping range. Just one of those classes that's good for just about anything. And here it is. It has the M4, which is a very standard gun, like in real life, standard issue. The reason why I chose the M4 for this class is because if you look at the stats, everything about it is average. Like, it has average accuracy, average fire rate, average damage. So nothing really sticks out too much, which means it would specialize in a certain category, like ACR's long range, and so on. So since it doesn't really specialize in any category, it means that it doesn't really lack a category, because usually guns that specialize in a category has to give up stuff to make it specialized. well, everything's average, and it has silencer on, because silencer, see, they don't know where you are most of the time, which is good. Then it has holographic with bling, because if you put the holographic on the M4, there is legit like no recoil, so you can do whatever you want with it. Like, you can basically use it as an ACR. And secondary, have rangers on, because if you have to go into clear out a room or wherever with a Kimbo, you have 4 shots where it's usually a 1-shot kill, unless you just miss them or something. Semtex on, because I prefer Semtex, but I like to use frag every once in a while too. It doesn't matter. And I like flashes better, even though I know some people like stuns, but I use flashes. And for the perks, has Bling Pro, Stopping Power Pro, just to help with the M4's damage a little bit. It doesn't really need it, but I sometimes use that. I usually switch off between Stopping Power and Cold Blooded. In this class I have Sit Rep on, just because, like I said earlier, it just helps in general, so you don't die often. And it does lots of small things too, like not just that, but say if the grenade indicator on your screen pops up, you can tell exactly where it is. Like, you can tell if it's on the other side of, say, a box, so you know that all you have to do is go crouch instead of run around like a wild man. And with bling, instead of the holographic, if you don't mind using iron sights, which I don't, or if you don't mind not using a silencer, you can put FMJ on. So if you see a claymore, you can shoot it through walls a little bit easier and stuff. Because sometimes there's just, wherever it is, it's just hard to reach. And if you guys might have noticed this, for the, Bling Pro and Stopping Power Pro on this, I guess you can call it a diagram, I have it as Pro, while Sit Rep I don't. And the reason for that is, for you guys that don't know, Sit Rep is extremely hard to get Pro for. You have to destroy some outrageous 250 equipment to get Pro, which it's really hard. But Sit Rep Pro helps a lot. It makes your enemy footsteps loud. It makes enemy footsteps louder. And when I louder, meaning it dominates the whole sound. You can be playing or sniping or whatever, and all you hear from 15 feet away is enemies coming towards you. So I hope this helps, and I'll probably do more videos like this in the future. Or I might do a Black Ops trailer overview and breakdown. So subscribe, and if you give me suggestions for videos you want to see. So see ya.